First person voted out of Survivor Rivals, Sofya.
Sofya looks around and Sarah sighs. Mallum looks up at Sofya in shock while Liana, Karen, and BJ keep staring ahead. Sofya places her torch down next to Justin and watches it get snuffed. She says her goodbyes to everyone and walks out. Sarah leans on her arm, feeling very left out. Justin lets everyone know they can now head back to camp, so they all make their way out.
Second person voted out of Survivor Rivals, Sam.
Sam grunts after hearing his name and gets up, eyeing everyone else as he heads for his torch. Ivy glances up at him momentarily. Sam puts his torch down next to Justin and watches it get snuffed. He heads out without a word and everyone watches him walk off. Justin then lets everyone know they can head back to camp, so they do.
Third person voted out of Survivor Rivals, Mallack.
Karen side-eyes Jaya, and Mallum gets up to grab his torch. Mark looks around in confusion. Mallum places his torch down and gets it snuffed by Justin. He heads to the exit without a word for his tribe and Romero smiles. Justin lets the other 8 know they can now head back to camp, so they make their way there.
Fourth person voted out of Survivor Rivals, Emma.
Emma keeps on a blank facial expression and Allison turns to the rest of the tribe and eyes them. Everyone else remains quiet as Emma gets up. She hugs Allison and wishes her luck, and then she goes to put her torch down next to Justin. She turns around to face everyone else as Justin snuffs her torch. She makes her way out and calls Boo Boo a loser for flipping, in which he scoffs and looks confused. Everyone breathes out once Emma leaves and Justin lets them know they can head back to camp, so they all head out.
Fifth person voted out of Survivor Rivals, Jaya.
Jaya closes her eyes and flops her head forward. Adriana continuously smiles and Caden avoids eye contact with Jaya as she glances at him while getting her torch. She places her torch down next to Justin and gets it snuffed by him. She turns around to the rest and says that at the end of the day, Adriana made a great play and she's definitely the next front runner for this season. Adriana rolls her eyes and Jaya heads out. Justin lets the 7 others know they can head back to camp, and he asks Sarah and Ivy to leave their immunity necklaces on their seats before they leave. They follow through and then everyone heads back to camp.
Sixth person voted out of Survivor Rivals, Jared.
Karen and Mark both look around, wondering who switched their votes off of Jared. Jared remains in his seat and shames Boo Boo for betraying him. Romero, on the other hand, keeps a large smile on his face. Jared gets up and grabs his torch, placing it down next to Justin. He watches Justin snuff it, so Jared then heads out. Mark openly asks if anyone wants to admit to voting Romero and BJ. Allison leans on her arm but doesn't speak up, and BJ looks down the entire time. Nobody speaks up. With that, Justin lets the tribe know they can head back to camp, so they do.
Seventh person voted out of Survivor Rivals, BJ.
BJ doesn't have much of a reaction to his elimination and gets up to grab his torch. Karen smiles meanwhile after getting some sort of revenge for Mallum. BJ puts his torch down and watches Justin snuff it. He heads out without any final words for his tribe. Justin tells the rest they can now head back to camp, so they make their way out.
Eighth person voted out of Survivor Rivals, Romero.
Romero's face turns red and Sarah looks at Mark, confused by the vote count. Adriana and Tanner uncontrollably smile and laugh to themselves, relieved by the outcome. Eric remains quiet and avoids eye contact with Romero, Mark, and Sarah. Romero gets up and scans the tribe. He looks at Eric and asks him if he did this, and Eric gives a short nod. Romero lets out a deep sigh and walks to get his torch. He puts it down next to Justin and watches it get snuffed. He walks out without a word and eventually takes the idol out of his pocket and throws it far away near the shoreline. Everyone else notices and speculate amongst each other if that was an idol. Justin tells the 6 of them they should head back to camp, so they begin making their way back.
9th person voted out of Survivor Rivals. Liana.
Liana gets up and heads for her torch. Boo Boo looks at the floor and Anna holds his arm to keep him calm. Caden looks around at the other 4, knowing he's probably going next. Liana puts her torch down next to Justin and watches him snuff it. She leaves without saying anything and Boo Boo continues to hold in his tears. Justin lets the 5 remaining people to head back to camp, so they do.